Just calling the two skippers to them, Paul Harkin and Ellery Hanley. That's the Leeds team. Quick confirmation, Gallagher back at full-back, Morven Edwards in the centres then. Watch out for Schofield and Goulding the halves, and of course watch for Hanley. Halifax in the change strip tonight of green and white hoops. They look a little bit like Celtic Football Club, don't they? David Cooper, Sharp, Hutchinson, Austin, Preston. Plenty of pace there to worry Leeds. Watson and Harkin, the combination at half-back. Mark Bailey, who's out injured, he is the man who really has settled Halifax down, according to their coach, Roger Millwood. They might miss him tonight. Paul Harkin, 34 years old. We saw Kevin Ward turn in a towering display for St Helens earlier on. But now we're live and exclusive on Sky Sports as Leeds get this game underway. This is the live match. This is the main course. Wigan and St Helens, that was the hors d'oeuvre this afternoon. But Mike Stevenson, what an hors d'oeuvre that was, and let's hope this one lives up to it.
Yes, it was a tough encounter this afternoon, but I can tell you tonight, I think we'll see some explosive football. Both sides are desperate for these 2 points. Leeds can make it into the top 4, and Halifax can actually creep into that 8th position.
It's Halifax in possession with big Carl Harrison. Southernwood lays the ball back to the fullback Cooper, and he dabs it downfield. First touch on Sky for a while for John Gallagher. Good to see the tall fullback back in the lead side, regained the berth for the last 4 games, and Halifax caught offside. Penalty to Leeds.
No doubt about it, Richard Milner there, just taken away from the dummy half position. Got to stay in that position behind the man who's marking.
And John Gallagher is going to have a shot at goal here. And he has been finding a lot of confidence from his goal kicking in the A-team here at Headingley. I've seen him a couple of times, and indeed he slotted over plenty of goals for Leeds in the cup tie against Rydale York in January. And Gallagher has been given the goal-kicking responsibility now for the first team. And he has got 15 this season. And this one is bang centre in the field, but look how far out. About 40 metres from the posts. Wynn perhaps behind him. He's given it plenty of air, and he's kicked it. John Gallagher takes the handshake from his cap from Gary Schofield.
Well, that's the confidence booster that he would be looking for. And that was a good decision to give that man the opportunity. He had a lot of problem with confidence last season, and that should really set the adrenaline running right through his body.
So Halifax are going to get this match restarted. They are 2-0 down, and David Cooper has found Bobby Goulding with the kick-off, and here now is Hanley. Met by 3, one of them Adam Fogarty. Paul Dixon, out to impress, I think, the Great Britain coach Malcolm Reilly, as so many of the players who have missed the first choice on the tour have been since Malcolm Reilly and Maurice Lindsay, the British management, showed their hands.
Well, we saw earlier this afternoon that one of the players who didn't make the tour, that was Alan Hunt. He certainly gave plenty against a player who did make the tour, and that's Martin O'Fire.
It's the 5th tackle. It's been good tackling by Halifax. The ball laid back to Gallagher, then to Goulding. He will hoof it downfield. I think they have got the benefit of the wind in this first half. Cooper just checking what options he's got. Not too many of them. Here's Fogarty. Quite a size, Adam Fogarty, former heavyweight boxer, a contender for the British crown. That's Richard Milner for Halifax. Southernwood, the dummy half. Harkin, formerly with Leeds. Watson, Fieldhouse, high from Edwards. High tackle from Edwards. And the players streaming in to get involved. Referee David Carter struggling to separate them.
Well, it just carries on, doesn't it? Fieldhouse takes a booty here from the New Zealander. Edwards had no intention of going low. The swinging arm, and rightly so, the referee having a little chat. Cut it out, boys.
All of a sudden, Mike, these high tackles are creeping into the game, and it's very worrying.
Well, it is worrying indeed. I mean, some of these stars, the Australians don't have to worry about the Ashes, because our lads are going to give the tourists that much in the next few weeks. They might all be injured.
Milner, the dummy half. Harkin, first receiver. Goulding trying to close him down very quickly. Harkin didn't like that challenge. Goulding scampered at him like a terrier. Here's Harkin again. Now Fieldhouse.
That's going to be a great tussle tonight. Paul Harkin, the experience against Bobby Goulding.
Gallagher collects the kick ahead. It hit a body on the way, but that's great chasing. Gallagher brought down by Milner. Only 3 meters from his own line. Now Gibson. Good stepping from Gibson.
Oh, you get the feeling it's going to be a big one tonight.
Well, it's another local derby. Why not? Lovely play. Innes. Craig Innes motoring up towards the halfway line. Support's there. Oh, that was nearly so close. And it bounced off the arm of Sharp. And Innes knows he almost fed Fawcett there for a certain try.
Oh, great run by the former All Black, but Fawcett just overrun it. An opportunity gone there. But wasn't that wonderful play by Leeds? They took the gamble right on their own line to keep the ball alive.
And Dougie Lawton has said that Craig Innes, he's still convinced he's going to make it in the big league. And with runs like that, you can't argue.
Certainly true, Eddie. He's certainly shown a lot of class in his first season, and he'll go bigger and better.
This now is Steve Malloy. He meets his opposite number, Carl Harrison, and eventually takes the tackle. Schofield, Hanley, and also it was Dixon on a decoy run, but Halifax alert to that. Here's Cavill Hugh. That's the last one. Leeds ahead 2-0. Goulding will hoist the bomb. Cooper's coming for it. And Cooper collects it. That's a great take from David Cooper.
Oh, look at this. He comes into the field and he brings the knee up. That's wonderful protection. Believe you me, it takes somebody very brave indeed to come through when you've got a fullback bringing his knee up towards you.
5 consecutive appearances for the Bradford fullback now. Roger Millward with his signings and his tinkering to the Halifax lineup. He's assembling a side that, who knows, could be quite formidable next year. But that has come back on Leeds' side. The kick ahead from Harkin was charged down. Leeds back in possession with Schofield. And now Hanley. Hanley away from Austin. First time, but not second time. Schofield's little kick ahead was charged down, but it was a knock-on.
Well, he looked very complacent here, didn't he, the Great Britain vice-captain? Obviously wanting the planned move, the little chip over the top, but just a little bit lackadaisical there.
It's a cracking atmosphere out there on the field, and of course these two sides will meet and round up their fixtures on Easter Monday at Thrum Hall. That's almost great play from Schofield. He almost fed John Gallagher. Instead, Fawcett picks up the pieces and feeds Innes. Here he goes again. He's given it to Edwards. Edwards. Good tackling. Fogarty, it was. Hanley, Innes. 3 of them wait for Innes.
Not only has Innes got the speed, he's got wonderful upper body strength.
Here's Goulding. He looks busy tonight, Bobby Goulding. Schofield now. Hanley. Good defence, Halifax. And he's dropped it. And it's a knock-on. It wasn't stripped out of him.
Well, Austin is really involved here. He's pulling the ball away. You'll see Hanley release it. Now, that should have been a penalty. He dragged it away.
Austin lucky to be given the benefit of the doubt there by Mr. Carter. Harkin feeds, Harkin collects the loose ball. Watson running down a blind alley right underneath his own sticks, nowhere to go. Halifax making a bit of ground, but Leeds sticking to the task well with this tackling. Here's Carl Harrison. Now Watson takes over. He's seen a little gap. That's good play from Watson. Fogarty in support. And they're moving it out neatly. That's Hutchinson. He's fed Sharp. Now we saw last week that Sharp can go, but what a magnificent tackle from Bobby Golding. Oh, that was great stuff, and this will cheer the British coach.
Oh, champagne football from both sides. Sharp showing a lot of speed. But look at the man coming across for the cover tackle. He's the sweeper. He's in that position. And as you mentioned, that will certainly put a smile on Malcolm Reilly's face. Excellent cover tackle.
A lot of people doubted the wisdom of choosing Golding for the tour. But in that moment there, he proved why Malcolm Reilly has given him the nod. He measured the tackle and took Sharp out.
And not only that, Malcolm Reilly realizes that he can drop him into the hooking position at any time, a role that is filled here at Headingley.
It's not thundering at Headingley, it's a jet going overhead and heading into Leeds Bradford Airport, that's all. Do not adjust your sets. Gibson to Schofield to Hugh. Leeds know that they can claim a top four place by winning tonight and the return fixture on Monday. Halifax only have the top 8 to aim for, but that's a great kick from Schofield.
Wonderful kick here. You can tell the experience. He gave himself plenty of space. He'll be looking for a big game tonight, and I think he'll produce one.
Looking for a big game, not only for his club, but also to just nudge Malcolm Reilly that perhaps he is the best standoff half in Great Britain. But Sean Edwards will argue with that. And we've been in a privileged position on Sky Sports today to watch the two leading contenders for the number 6 jersey for the British Lions this summer. Edwards probably shading it at the moment with his 36 tries, but Schofield a master tactician. Fieldhouse through the challenge of Schofield. He wouldn't be happy with that. Harkin, Harrison, running strongly Halifax, and here's Austin, stepping off one foot then the other, but straight into Goulding. Unloads well though to Southernwood. Out to that far side, it's Hutchinson. Tall man for a centre, long striding, big strength, great tackling.
Skills are plenty from both sides, both in attack and defence.
And Harkin showing that whatever Gary Schofield can do in the kicking department, he can match.
Lovely finish after a wonderful move. Halifax best passage of play so far. Their second phase of attack, the support of the man with the ball is excellent.
Fawcett in possession for Leeds. Now it's with Devorty, is it? Oh, well, it went backwards, says the referee. Well, that's a contentious one.
Well, did it? Well, it went backwards for mine.
The kick's been charged down. And had he been able to pick that up, then Adam Fogarty, I think it is, underneath all those bodies, Adam Fogarty would surely have scored.
Oh, good play by Fogarty. And once again, Schofield taking far too long with that kick. That's the second of the night, and that was just inches away from 4 points.
He's a big man, Adam Fogarty, and he just couldn't get down low enough to pick that ball up off his ankles. The scrum's wheeled, but Leeds have got possession of the football. Morven Edwards. Leaping away from the challenge of Gary Lord, but couldn't get away from the second man in. Pavel Hugh. Malloy.
Leeds are working this blind side very well and waiting for the link. Here it comes.
Hanley. Dixon. Good support from Devorty. He's got Carl Gibson on this near side. But Gibson well tackled by Preston, and he also had Cooper to get through if he'd got past Preston. Now Goulding with the kick ahead, and that's a punishing kick from Goulding. Leeds looking sharp, Mike, tonight.
Oh, excellent football from both sides. As you mentioned, Leeds here, there's Goulding with that lovely little kick. But both sides are playing the ball very quickly. I'm very impressed with the way that Leeds are working that blind side, dragging Halifax across and then getting this link. And when you got the players like Schofield and Ellery Hanley, why not?
It's 2-0 to Leeds, and that ball bounced off the Halifax pack, and Goulding dropped on it, so that goes down as one against the head. Schofield has dropped it, and it's all untidy, and it'll come back for first knock on. Now, who is the referee going to give head and feet to? Halifax.
Well, they were looking to get away with this, weren't they? But Halifax definitely knocked on there. Should be a Leeds head and feet.
He's giving it the other way.
Oh, well.
That scrum really does wheel when the ball goes in. That's the way that Leeds won the one against the head a few moments ago. Southernwood, the dummy half. Fogarty trying to go straight through Dixon. Drops the ball. Penalty, Halifax. He says that one was reefed away.
There you see on the replay, we'll see whether there was an involvement there. Oh, it's hard to tell, isn't it? Come on, officials, let's get rid of this rule.
They took a quick tap penalty, and so play is still in the Halifax half of the field, but they're in possession with Lord. Harkin misses out one. Harrison. Everything being funneled down that right hand at the moment. Here's Hutchinson. Now they'll bring it this way with Watson and with Fieldhouse charging onto it. But that's a great cover tackle from Edwards. Great tackling. Watson. Austin. Well, that pass was far too far ahead of Mark Preston from Greg Austin.
Oh, he'll be disappointed with the Australian with this. Watson sent Austin through the gap. He didn't have to send out to the wing. Oh, dearie me, it was wonderful football. What's this from Watson? There's Austin, off Fieldhouse, sorry. It's a little bit later on from that. But Austin just went straight through, and look at him go!
Gibson, he's got Preston after him. Gibson's quick, Preston's quick. Hanley to Innes. Oh, that was a certain try saved by Hutchinson's arm. Referee waves play on and wipes the tackle count clean.
How did Hutchinson get in there? I just can't believe it. There are three-man overlap Leeds.
Innes. Just 10 metres short of the line, Leeds, with Schofield darting off 1 foot. Hanley! Great try, Leeds. Schofield created it. Hanley scored it, stepping 10 metres out around the defenders. Hanley screaming in support on the inside, and Hanley under the sticks.
It was just a matter of time, wasn't it? Schofield with the dummy and the big step. As the defence came to him, Hanley went straight over. Beautiful football. Look at this dummy and the step. Oh, tremendous stuff. Sheer skills. The support was there, the defence is shot to pieces, and it not surprisingly was shot to pieces. Leeds really did just burst up that field with that wonderful run from Gibson.
Gallagher adds the extra 2. Hanley's 3rd try in as many matches. The Great Britain captain is back. Leeds 8, Halifax 0. Stories circulating in Australia that Schofield and Hanley aren't talking. That is a load of bunkum.
I don't care if they don't talk as long as they are passing like that and scoring tries against those wonderful people down under.
Leeds 8, Halifax 0, 19 minutes gone. Leeds on the way to the top 4. That kickoff held up in the wind, but Milner didn't hold up in the wind, and neither did Gary Lord. And they thundered, Richard Milner and Gary Lord, they thundered Gary Schofield to the ground. Cavillieu, good support play, Maskill, underneath the challenge from Watson. The midpoint of this first half. Leeds 8-0 ahead.
Halifax finding it very difficult to get back in time to get this defensive pattern sorted out.
That's hit Adam Fogarty, it's all on. Harkin sweeps the danger up, gives it to Cooper. Cooper straightening up. Good tackling Innes, and helped out by Cavillieu. Harkin misses outfield, House finds Austin, gives it to Preston. Preston trying to get away from Gibson, but Gibson up to the task. It was the other way round just a few moments ago when Preston had to save the try with a Gibson tackle. Milner, though, through one, but couldn't get through the second. Harkin, Watson. Trying to release the ball. Hanley saw it as it came over the shoulder of Watson and prevented it. Fogarty running straight. Great tackle from Paul Dixon. Harkin chips the ball ahead. Gallagher collects it on his own line. And Harrison wheels Gallagher in. Leeds are warming up a sub on the far side. Peter Hutton's got all the details.
Sean Wayne, the man who's warming up at the moment. They're likely to make a blood bin substitution. Wayne going to come on for Steve Malloy, who's taken the cut.
Leeds have got to get out of this danger zone. This is great defensive play from Halifax, camped on that Leeds line, stopping Leeds from making any progress. There's another. That's 4 gone. Will we see a kick here now? Schofield has it. Now it's with Malloy, and they've made no progress away from the line. It's the 5th tackle. Watch for Halifax to try and close the kicker down. It's Goulding behind his own posts. He did well. Sharp on halfway. He's a speed merchant. That's good tackling from Hugh.
Good defence by Leeds. They moved up exceptionally quickly there.
Well, we saw briefly Steve Malloy there. Doesn't look as though he's got a cut on his head to me. Oh, yes, he has. Just a little one, just a little nick.
That's not a full bottle, Eddie. It's just a glass of claret.
Austin. Leeds took the dummy. Hutchinson continuing the movement on. Stepping away from the challengers. Innes all round him. Oh, out the back door to Harkin. Harkin flattened by Gary Devorty. Oh, that was the biggest hit tonight. And here it is again. Bang! Harkin again. One to test Gallagher. Moving about in the wind. Gallagher running across the face of his own posts. Pinned underneath them.
That's the second time that John Gallagher has positioned himself exceptionally well. 2 kicks and has diffused them both with no problems whatsoever.
Had a rocky ride, hasn't he, John Gallagher? Credit to him that he's battled his way back into the first team. Could have gone, I think, you know, to 1 or 2 other clubs. Salford, I know, were very interested, very keen, but he elected instead to stay here and battle his way through it.
Well, Dougie Lawton said that he wanted to keep him and bring the best out of him. And so often, playing in the reserve grade, the A-team can just do that.
Sean Wayne desperate to get on the far side, but he's got to wait for a break in play. That's a hell of a kick from Gallagher. And that's a great chase from Leeds.
It's a very strong wind and the rain is sweeping down, and I think this wind is getting stronger. So Leeds will need more points, but Halifax will have that advantage in the second half.
Good play. Hutchinson. He's covering the ground, but that's a good tackle, Hanley. 8-0, 25 minutes gone. Harkin leads on the defensive, Halifax on the charge, and Harkin and Harrison rather has dropped it.
Well, here you see good play by Dixon. He took the option, didn't take the dummy, went and followed the ball and took the man and ball and created the problem.
Steve Malloy still on the field. Golding, cocky, picked that up one-handed. 20 years old, Bobby Golding, on a second Lions tour this summer. Cavill Hugh. Well, they do look in the mood, Leeds. Maskill, Schofield, long pass out. Fawcett just couldn't hang on. Just a yard or so in front of him.
Well, that little look there said it all. It wasn't the best pass. Fawcett was struggling to get the legs to it. He was falling as he got to the ball.
And Malloy is going off in the blood bin to have that eye repaired, and so Sean Wayne has come on. But you know, Mike, it's at that time of the year when coaches look at the list of players and decide who's going, who's staying. I just wonder whether some of these players on show tonight are playing for their futures as well as the 2 points.
Well, when it comes down to pounds, shillings and pence, it's amazing how players lift their game.
Because there's rumours of a big clear-out on the way at Headingley.
You'd better believe it, because there is.
Yes, Leeds desperate to salvage some glory from a disappointing season, so they're now aiming for the Premiership win at Old Trafford. It'll be their first win in that competition in 13 years, as Gibson just gets a hand to that kick ahead from Harkin, stops it finding touch. And with Wigan, the champions, and off to Wembley, you would expect that St Helens or Leeds or Castleford, if they lose at Wembley, well, you can never tell, can you? But you would expect Warrington to come into the fray as well, because they'll be keen for a bit of silverware, won't they? All the teams that aren't going to Wembley and aren't the champions. Maskill trying to find a hole. Hanley's the dummy half. Golding and Schofield. Devorty running strongly. That's the 5th. Golding again. Midfield bomb. Hangs in the wind. Tester for Cooper up to the task. Caught it on the full behind his own try line. It's a tap on the 22. Reward for that. Cool head and fine pair of hands.
He took that well, didn't he, with this strong wind going into his face. But I am exceptionally impressed with Leeds tonight. I haven't seen them play with as much conviction and professionalism since they drubbed Wigan at Central Park a long, long time ago.
And that was also on Sky Sports. Perhaps they like the Sky cameras taking a look at them. And they played very well, of course, against Widnes, also on Sky.
Well, some of the Leeds players do.
Gary Lord, Austin, Hutchinson, quick hands every time they try and shuttle it out to Henry Sharp. Henry Sharp, a former Leeds player under Peter Fox, just 8 games for the Headingley club. Fawcett has it for Leeds. I've noticed the last 2 weeks, Mike, while we've watched Halifax, Henry Sharp sees a lot more of it than Mark Preston. Everything seems to angle its way down the right-hand touchline for Halifax.
Well, I think that's mainly due to the centre, Rob Hutchinson. Austin is a great player, but is more of a finisher rather than a creator. And we've seen that Hutchinson and Sharp have combined very well tonight already.
Schofield just ankle tapped. Lord finished him off. Here's Cavill Hugh. 5th tackle. To Leeds. 10 minutes of this first half left for play. Cooper in possession for Halifax. Got to run straight through Carl Gibson. Preston now for Halifax. 3 wins from their last 4 matches. Certainly eased the relegation worry. And I wonder whether some of the ex-Leeds players in this Halifax team have got a point to prove. Watson can't get away from those 3. It's the last tackle. That's good chasing, good covering by Leeds too. They've penned Halifax back. Cooper to clear the danger.
Well, Halifax won't be displeased with this performance in the first half. Let's not forget it's a very, very strong wind that Leeds have the advantage of in the first half. And at 8-0, Halifax are not out of this by any stretch of the imagination.
Schofield ducking under the challenges. He just took an extra second to get that ball under full control. And he didn't like the challenge from Fieldhouse. Here's Sean Wayne. Roger Millwood pointing the way from the trainer's dugout here at Headingley, the Halifax coach. Hanley, the dummy half on his own, shows the ball cheekily to the Halifax defence. But they weren't fooled. That's the last tackle in this set of 6. Back to Schofield. Another one. Another tester for Cooper. And he took that one behind his own line as well. Well, no wonder Roger Millwood has signed this fella from Bradford.
And this is the reason why. He's a big boy. Not many people go for him. Tough customer as well.
Yeah, David Cooper, a bargain buy from Bradford Northern. Harrison for Halifax. Bit untidy. There's Dougie Lawton, the Leeds team boss, and he and his opposite number, Roger Millwood, who's watching not 5 or 6 yards away from him, teammates on the 1970 British Lions tour to Australia. The last one to come home with the Ashes. The last one until 1992, we hope. And you can see the battle for the Ashes only here on Sky Sports this summer. Don't forget. Fieldhouse knocks it on, furious with the mistake.
Well, there you can see he takes his eye off and the ball just slips away like a piece of soap. Just goes to prove that even the hardened professionals can make that mistake.
Dixon with a great run. Gallagher in support, steaming up on the inside. Dixon holds on, shrugs off the challengers. Tries to run through Austin, but perhaps he should have released it. Gallagher, hands on hips, walks away. Schofield's the dummy half. Goulding. Morvin Edwards. Just away from Hutchinson, and still going Edwards. Oh, almost through. Desperate cover tackle from Henry Sharp. Parkin having a right go at his defence. Hanley's in possession. Fogarty has him.
That was a great tackle, wasn't it? Ball and all.
As opposed to boots and all. Kevin Hugh drops it though. And so too does Carl Harrison. Big Carl has dropped a few tonight.
Yes, it was play on. Carl taking the advantage. So it's a Leeds head and ball.
Golding with the possession from the scrum, looking to get away with that. Hanley's in possession. Watson finished him off. No doubt those two will be in opposition. New Zealand, Great Britain this summer. You can see that series live and exclusive on Sky 2. 8-0, penalty leads, silly, right in front of the sticks. Harrison doesn't agree. Let's have a look.
Well, there you can see Harrison. Oh, look, it's getting so stupid, is this rule. The players are just, they've got nothing to lose. They just release it. They've got a 50-50 chance. And the poor merry whistleblower in the middle cops all the flack.
Mike Stevenson, defender of the referees.
It's tough enough without having a rule there.
No, you're quite right.
That everyone in the crowd disagrees with. All the players do. Most of the officials.
And all the commentators, particularly on this channel. Gallagher's penalty. Harrison was penalised, and Gallagher makes sure that Harrison knows that perhaps he'll keep away from the man on the ground in future. It must obviously put a doubt in the back of Carl Harrison's mind now. 10-0,
well,
if
they continue with this next season, players are just going to have a field day at it. This is the first season at it. They get better as the season goes on. It'll get to a point where players, they're just frightened to put their arms around a player, to tackle him in the first place. We'll finish up just shoulder charging each other.
And you know, when you think about it, it's the same rule in Australia. In fact, it came up from Australia, this rule. And
don't they all?
But the Ashes series could rest on a decision like that.
I hope it's the Australians that are complaining.
Goulding. I don't think there'll be many dissenting voices around the country with that sentiment, Mike. Mind you, once the Australian coaches have got hold of the referee, he won't be able to penalise the Aussies for anything. Sean Wayne, that's a good run. Morgan Edwards leapt over the two bodies prone on the ground, kept the movement going. Schofield. Goulding. Devorting. Sean Wayne again.
Keep an eye out for a move now from Leeds.
That's the last tackle. Schofield. Back on the blind to Goulding. Well, he was pulled back by Fogarty then. Referee not convinced. Henry Sharp. Well, he's been doing this all the way through the match. He's going towards the corner. Can Gallagher get to him? Yes. Great cover tackle, Gallagher. Well, should Henry Sharp have run straight? Should he taken Gallagher on? He tried to take him wide. Gallagher was up to the mark. Great tackle. Halifax haven't finished. Here's Cooper. Cooper through the gap. Cover tackle this time from Gibson. And Gibson penalised for holding Cooper down in the tackle.
Well, if he's going to penalise him for holding him down, it's a professional foul, and it is. Look at that. He's wasting time. Get the yellow card out and send him off.
Yes, the job's done. Leeds have regrouped. Here's Gary Lord. Southernwood, the dummy half. Milner. The way Leeds are tackling tonight, their lives must depend on it. And it just shows you the value of that professional foul from Gibson. Harkins copped a high one from Goulding.
Let's see how bad it is. Well, I think he's used a flat hand. There's certainly no fist in it. He grabbed for the shoulder. I think Harkin probably milking it a little bit, and why not? After what's gone on before. And this should be a gift, 2 points.
Yes, Cooper's going to have a kick at goal, but Bobby Goulding's from witness, the referee's from witness. At least they'll understand each other, they'll talk in the same accent. And David Carter there, I think, laid the law down to Goulding. And Cooper should make Leeds pay for that indiscretion. It's right in front. $16 goals and all for Halifax this season. 3 tries for David Cooper, all for Bradford Northern. This 2 points would help the cause tonight. Straight between the posts. 17 goals for Cooper, 2 points for Halifax, 10-2 Leeds advantage. We're in stoppage time. In fact, there is the half-time siren. And I wonder whether that 2 points will be important at the end of the day, because Halifax will have the wind at their backs in the second half. Leeds ahead then, 10-2 at half-time. It's a fiery little local derby, this. Welcome back to Headingley, and Henry Sharp, the winger, so close to a try on a couple of occasions in that first half. He knows he was so near yet so far. 2 tremendous tackles from Bobby Goulding and John Gallagher. David Cooper preferring to get this second half underway. 8 points the difference. Leeds 10, Halifax 2. We're live and exclusive on Sky Sports. And Halifax, crucially, with the wind at their backs in this first half. Mike Stevenson, will that make any difference, do you think?
It'll make a lot of difference, and in Halifax they'll try to pour the pressure on in the opening 10 minutes. Leeds, of course, will be quite happy to absorb it and slowly but surely get back into that confident game plan they showed in the first 40 minutes.
Well, I understand that Leeds have made a change at half-time. Peter Hutton has all the details.
It's a case of a player coming back out from the blood bin. The man who's back out is number 8, Steve Malloy, so he's replaced Sean Wayne, the man who replaced him earlier.
So he's back out of the blood bin. I would like a stopwatch on that, though. I wonder whether it was a proper substitution or was he in the blood bin? Anyway, whatever it is, Malloy's back on and Wayne's off. And Gallagher's made room for that kick. Not a bad kick either. To his opposite number, David Cooper. Dixon and Devorty just closed the gap, showed him daylight for a second, tempted him to take them on. Mark Preston. Quiet first half. Southernwood and Harrison. Through one tackle, through 2, but not through the third from Colin Maskill. Southernwood the dummy half. Harkin. There's the kick from Harkin, doing exactly what Schofield and Goulding did in the first half, using the wind.
Well, it was to be expected. The experienced Paul Harkin thumping this ball way downfield, and they'll put the pressure now, hoping that Leeds will make that mistake.
Evergreen Paul Harkin, 34 years old, in the green and white of Halifax tonight. Hanley. Fieldhouse has him. Nice run that from Steve Malloy. Goulding, Schofield, Dixon. Innes in support. Innes fed through the tackle from Watson. Still going Innes. He's got Fawcett in support. Might not need him. Innes going all the way. Well, tipped the ball infield. David Cooper got a hand to it. The referee says it's back to 0 on the tackle count. Great chance here for Leeds with Devorty. It was a wonderful run from Innes.
Oh, exceptional play there by the former All Black.
Cavill-Hugh taking play to within 5 metres of the line, and a little knock on, but was Cooper interfering? Maskell has been picked up by the referee. Look, there are bodies everywhere, but we couldn't see it. The referee had a perfect view, but there were bodies everywhere there, Mike.
Well, they paid the price of trying to bring the ball back into play too quickly. I don't think the Halifax player realised that he was in the way.
Well, the ball just about went in the scrum. Little face-to-face. The two standoffs, Watson and Schofield, eyeballing each other there. Fieldhouse. I wonder if Gary Schofield had a little word in his ear then.
Well, he'll be getting used to that now, won't he? Having the opposition from down under, looking right into eyeball to eyeball.
Lord under pressure, just held on. Southernwood. This is good tackling from Leeds. Wait for the kick to get them out of trouble. It's with Austin. Hoists it downfield on that win. Gallagher collects. Milner tackles. Fawcett. Here's Cavill-Hugh, straight through Harrison.
Once again, Leeds using this short blind with the forwards.
Goulding feeds Schofield. Schofield almost sells John Fieldhouse, the dummy. The big forward didn't take it. Hanley's the dummy half. Dixon now. Fifth tackle. Goulding. Chip over the top. In lovely little piece of play that was from Bobby Goulding. Lovely chip over the top from Goulding. That was inspirational stuff.
Oh, super football here. Full control. He knew exactly what he was doing. And it's a shame that the ball went to ground. Craig Innes, Malloy got the ball away, and from that resulting ball rolling around, Innes just a little knock on. Halifax win the scrum.
Coming up to 6 minutes of this second half gone, 10-2 is the Leeds lead. Fieldhouse. Got the legs pumping then, did John Fieldhouse. Oh, he's a fearsome sight coming towards you, I bet. Oh, there's all problems there. Did he knock it on? Well, something's happened there, but it's penalty to Leeds in front of the sticks.
Well, he didn't knock on Harkin, but something did happen. I'm sorry, I was looking at that replay.
It looked like the Leeds man had just taken the ball from him. But he did. Devorty just picked it off him. The referee gave a penalty Leeds. It was
well,
on
that was the last tackle.
Yeah.
On the last tackle, of course. So it was a handover, and Harkin did not get out of the way at the play of the ball.
So we've got it straight. Gallagher makes sure with the penalty right in front. 12-2, Leeds ahead, 7 minutes gone. I can hear everyone all around the country now screaming at the television sets, telling us what went on. We were watching the telly.
Don't they always? That could prove a vital 2 points there by John Gallagher.
12-2 anyway. Cooper restarts. Goulding's underneath it. Here comes Dixon. The gap 10 points now. Always going to be a big problem for Halifax, this one tonight, because in the past 17 years they've lost just 3 of 16 between the two. Have Leeds. Well, Hanley then tried to wrestle Colin Maskell out of the way at the play the ball.
Well, they were looking to get away with it there, Leeds.
Maskell got away with it, didn't he, somehow? Now he's in the play the ball situation.
Well, a communication breakdown there, that's for sure.
Cooper for Halifax. Southernwood. Fogarty. Harkin. Leeds move up to cut his options down. Harkin again. Watson. Austin. Round Hanley. And through the gap. Goulding tries to cut him down and does. Having a fine game, the little halfback. Penalty against Goulding. He protests his innocence.
And so he should. This is an Academy Award effort, this one. Austin just threw himself, unless I'm mistaken, but let's see it. He just threw himself down under the floor and released the ball and got away with it.
They've taken the penalty quickly. Austin feeds Mark Preston, and Preston wrestled into touch by Carl Gibson.
It's got to be a penalty. You can't do that, surely. Surely this man is held. There's the tackle, and he just spins him over. Oh, I thought his momentum was stopped there.
Well, there's been a discussion with the touch judge. The decision stands, and it's Leeds possession from the scrum. And Halifax are looking a little wound up about all this. Edwards. Well, it's blood and thunder now. 12-2, 10 minutes gone, penalty Leeds.
He's claiming he's been bitten. He's not pointing to a tattoo here. Milner swinging the arm. And there you can see, he's had a few words and said, listen, start your diet somewhere else.
Well, Milner has protested about that decision, and he's still looking at the arm quite ruefully. And because he said a couple of words out of tune to Mr. Carter, Halifax have been marched 10 metres further back.
Well, that's not finger-licking good.
We'll have another look at that incident. Different angle. Can we see what happens? Well, there it is. The arm's right round Edwards' face, and immediately Milner says that he was bitten. Here's another penalty, Leeds. Stealing the ball, is it? Or
yeah, stealing the ball. And I think Mr. Carter will have to be very careful here. The players are losing a little bit of control. There's a lot of pointing, a lot of talking, and usually what follows is a lot of thumping.
Woof! Crash. There's a thump, but quite legal. The two number 8s. Now Schofield. Oh dear! Well, Austin lifted Schofield up off the ground. He didn't like it. It looked a spear tackle from up here. But it's getting very, very hot out there. The mercury's rising. Watch this. Ooh, that could have been nasty. The crowd starting to get their voices, and Schofield's getting involved. He knows that was a bad tackle. He knows his career was on the line.
I told you it was getting out of hand. And David Carter, the referee, is going to have to calm them down. That was bad. That is not in the rule books.
And that's why Schofield lost his cool. But as I say, the temperature's rising out on the pitch, and these two clubs meet again on Monday. It's a penalty to Halifax. But the referee, just as the referee this afternoon in the match at Knowsley Road, should start to take action. And not just handing out penalties.
The man in your picture doesn't take action, and that's what we're left with.
Here we go. It's all on out there. Another penalty to Halifax. Well, what's the decision, Mr. Carter? Why have you given it?
Well, Gouldy was trying to get away, and he suspected that he's hit him. Oh, hang on to your chairs. Turn the kettle off.
Here come Halifax again with Milner. Thundering challenge from Goulding. It knocked the ball straight out of Milner's grasp. Watson. Seven penalties apiece. Fieldhouse. Austin. Ball's gone to ground. Picked up again by Southernwood. Back to Harkin. Southernwood and Gibson scrapping behind the field of play here.
And the ball was knocked down by a Leeds player on that one.
6 to go. The crowd baying. Halifax on the charge. Watson. Watson outside to Cooper. And Dave Cooper scores his first try for Halifax. The pressure's told, and Halifax are back in it.
Oh, wonderful play here by the throw-all boys. Fieldhouse, the long ball out wide. The pressure, but the Kiwi Watson held his cool. Gallagher went for the full-back. And Cooper in for a great try. Fieldhouse, Hanley stands off him. They can't get to Watson. He does the right thing. They add the numbers out wide, and that's a great try. Harwood in for a great finish.
David Cooper, fourth try this season, 3 for Bradford Northern before his move. 1 now to Halifax. The difference is 12-6, and Cooper has this conversion attempt to make his 4-pointer into 6. The Leeds crowd behind him, trying to put him off. And it's just gone wide of the post. 12-6 it stays, 55 minutes on the clock, a quarter of an hour, and stand by your beds. This one could turn explosive.
This will show the full mettle of the Leeds side. They've shown a lot of composure. Let's hope they don't throw it away by these niggling tactics. They cannot afford to be sucked in. They're the team that's leading by those 6 points.
Leeds, 8 defeats in their last 10. Cooper with a little bit of blood showing on the top of the nose. If it gets any worse, he might end up in the blood bin. Here comes Harrison. And that's great play. And this is Milner. And Milner's turning Schofield inside out. And this is Austin. Austin's got support from Preston. Preston scores! Magnificent stuff. Great try, Halifax. 2 in a minute. Halifax are back in it. Mark Preston. He's had a quiet game. There's nothing quiet about this.
Oh, wonderful play. Harking onto the big prop forward, Harrison. He keeps the ball alive. Oh, it's a wonderful break. They're turning inside. Watson out wide. Austin takes it through. Look at him go. He keeps his cool. He commits Gallagher out. He does not have the speed. And Mark Preston in for the try. This is sensational football. Look how cool and calm collected the Australian is in the centre. He commits Gallagher to come for him. Point for the corner, and the 4 points is in the bag.
Look at that reaction from Mark Preston. It ends a barren spell. That's his first try in 4 matches, his 24th of the season, and we've got a match. Boy, have we got a match. Cooper with the pressure kick again. He's pulled it. So 12-10 it is now. Leeds looked home and dry, 12-2. Halifax have hit them with 2 tries in a minute. 12-10. Don't put the kettle on. Stay with this one on Sky Sports.
Well, I mentioned that Leeds, it would prove their mettle. Could they handle the pressure? They have to hold on now.
They'll be a little worried on the Headingley terraces. Featherstone came back from a seemingly impossible situation in the last match and won by a point, 21-20. A drop goal in the last minute. What drama have we got for you on Sky Sports tonight? You can say what you like about this game. It provides tremendous entertainment. Hope you've enjoyed the 4.5 hours tonight. And it's not over yet.
It's no fluke, Eddie, that we call it the greatest game of all. Because it is.
And we call it the big league. And they don't come much bigger than Wigan, St Helens, Leeds and Halifax. And you've seen them all on Sky Sports, exclusive tonight. And my voice is going, Mike.
Well, there'll be a lot of people pleased about that, Eddie. But what a game. Tremendous fight back here by Halifax.
What have Leeds got now in reserve? Dixon. A bit high from Carl Harrison. Referee agrees it's a penalty. Leeds.
Well, we've had some good play. So let's get back to a little bit of the dirty stuff, eh? A little bit high there from Carl Harrison. He won't be too happy with it. This will put Leeds in a very good position indeed. They can ill afford to do that when they're trailing by 2 points.
So here come Leeds again with Fawcett. Just slips on the Headingley turf. Schofield. And Cavill drops the ball. It went backwards, says the referee. Hanley from dummy half. Across the face of play. He feeds Devorty. Devorty to Innes. Innes has got Fawcett here. Strength from Innes. The tackling was tremendous too. Schofield checks, turns, looks to come back inside. Schofield's been given a bit of a workover tonight.
What about the drop goal? Will they go for it?
Golding chipping over the top. Was he taken out? Yes, penalty Leeds. Golding flattened as he chased the kick ahead. There.
Well, there's no doubt about it that Richard Milner used the shoulder charge, and if he hadn't have moved, Golding probably would have just run straight into him. He just moved at the last minute there, did Milner. And that constitutes a blockage.
Well, Hanley's running it from the penalty. That is unusual for him. He normally takes the 2 on offer in situations like that.
I can't believe that.
Big test of the Leeds defence then. Schofield, Goulding in support. That's how close Leeds are. Perhaps that's why Hanley took the gamble. Will it pay off? Schofield. Still going, Schofield! Just held up. So close, so near, yet so far. That's 3 gone. Maskill to Goulding, to Cavill Hugh. Hugh gives it to Steve Malloy. Still going Malloy.
They've got the numbers out on the right-hand side of Leeds, but he's too slow to play the ball.
Goulding, long pass to Hanley. How did he keep hold of that? He's dropped it. The gamble's not paid off. And that went back as well, says referee David Carter. Adam Fogarty got out of jail there. There's Fogarty. He knows it was so close. And another penalty. Hanley penalised for stripping the ball in the tackle. And this contentious rule keeps making players shake their head.
Well, let's see, did he? Well, it looked it to me.
Let's calm it down, and Peter Hutton's news of a substitute. Peter?
Halifax throwing on an extra fresh pair of legs. Greg Pearce, the man who's going to come on. He's going to replace Adam Fogarty, the prop forward, with, we expect, John Fieldhouse going into the front row and everyone moving round one.
Well, Greg Pearce, the man who started the season in Leeds A team, had trials here at Headingley. They decided they weren't going to take him up on the option. Halifax picked him up, and he's now on here to prove Dougie Lawton and company that they were wrong. Harrison, Harkin, Gary Law. Halifax know they're in with a fighting chance here. Pearce.
Paul Harkin, should I say, has produced some neat little passes to put his support players through.
And this is Hutchinson stepping through the challenges. Milner's in support. Great last-ditch effort from Goulding. Quick play the ball. Sharp. Sharp through the gap. Still going Sharp. Magnificent try. Oh, Henry Sharp. He's given Halifax the lead for the first time. Breathtaking speed from Halifax. Quick play the ball. Sharp did the rest.
Oh, wonderful run here. He throws the dummy. You can see the Leeds defence standing off him. Hanley wanted to hang back for him. He couldn't. Poor Cavill-Hugh didn't have the speed. But this man did. I'm going on my own. Gallagher falls vainly, but couldn't stop him. You saw Hugh just run past there. The captain, Ellery Hanley, had no chance. And jubilation fully deserved. That is a great try. He's had a big game.
He had a big game last week when he scored a try against Castleford. His 6th of the season has given Halifax a 2-point lead. And Greg Pearce, just on, has taken over the goal-kicking responsibility from David Cooper. And Pearce, right in front, knows how vital this kick might be. Another 2, and Halifax have a 4-point lead.
And how important was the fact that the lead skipper, Ellery Hanley, refused to take the gift 2 points in front and take the quick tap. That could be and prove the vital factor in this game tonight.
2 bits of news from down here on the touchline. First of all, about a likely substitution for Leeds. John Bentley warming up to go on any moment. And also an important score from Odsal. Bradford against Swinton. Bradford looks set to go down because of their points difference, but Bradford are now 42 points to 0 in front. That could change the picture at the bottom of the First Division this year.
It's a dramatic day, and we've brought it all to you here on Sky Sports. Bradford doing their points difference a power of good against Swinton. Will they go down? Will it be Featherstone? The last round of matches on Easter Monday. Salford not out of it yet. Vital games. We'll bring you all the news on Monday night. 6:15 kickoff at Central Park. We'll be here at 6. Wigan against Warrington is our match. That's a great kick downfield.
Good kick here by the substitute, Pearce. And there you see Gibson not having much chance with it. And they've said that he's touched it. That means that it's a feed. Now, Gibson can't believe it. I don't think he did. Touch judge says yes. He just can't believe it, can he, Gibson? Let's have another look at this one. It was a mighty kick. I don't think he touched it.
Didn't look like it, did it? Came off his knee, according to the touch judge on the far side. Halifax, 4 points to the good. Fieldhouse feeds Preston.
With a forward pass, I might add.
Bentley's on. John Bentley on for Leeds. Missed training this week. Oh, unbelievable.
Well, he was bounced down. He was hit hard, bounced down. He just lost control. He didn't know where he was going. Oh, what a bad mistake. They can't believe it. Look at the look of anguish on his face.
Played it the wrong way. I've never seen that before.
I've only seen it once. Before then, wonders never cease, do they?
It's given Leeds the advantage. They have the ball. They're in possession with Maskill. Goulding, long pass to Schofield. Fawcett made the decoy run. They've given it now to Innes. This fellow's looked strong all night, still going Innes. Oh, Bentley was screaming for the pass to be released. Innes eventually gets to his feet. Schofield, Hanley, still going Hanley. Halifax shut the door in his face. Schofield wants it. Schofield's got it. He's fed Cavill-Hughes, and Cavill-Hughes dropped it and knocked on.
It was a planned move, and there Fieldhouse throws the fist in the air with jubilation. Cavill-Hughes comes through. Now, was that reefed out by Harrison? Oh, it gets worse, this ruling, doesn't it? Referee said he dropped it.
What a time to get one against the head. Referee wants the scrum to re-fall. It wheeled, he says. Bobby Goulding used a ladder to get in there.
You can just feel the tension around this ground.
Well, penalty Leeds at the scrum. 10 minutes to go. 4 points the difference. Leeds have the penalty at the scrum. They can't kick for goal here, remember. Schofield, little signal. Guiding Fawcett into the gap.
Watch for the switch to the blind.
Malloy. Time for Halifax's defence to be examined. Goulding. Long pass. It's with Edwards. It's with Devorty. Devorty's held up. Great defence from Halifax. Goulding. Ball went to ground. It's come to Cavill-Hughes. Again, Halifax hold out, but that's how close Leeds are. Goulding, little chip over the top for the run-up. Gibson, brilliant! Brilliant try! Engineered by Goulding with the chip over the top. Knew that Gibson had the space and the speed, and Gibson swooped on the loose ball and touched down.
Well, this is one way where you can beat the sliding defence, the kick. There you see the sliding defence is so narrow. There's only the wingman there, and Gibson takes it miraculously for the try. Oh, wonderful stuff. Watch the defence, they've come in tight. Goulding knows it. It's good thinking there by the Leeds half. The ball's here, waiting, but didn't he do well to get that? Oh, that could prove one of the most vital tries of tonight. Different angle, the skill of that man, Carl Gibson.
He punches the air with delight, and well he might. It's his 4th try of the season. Doubtful because of an injury. Trained last night, said he was fit. Won't Dougie Lawton be pleased he is? And Gallagher with 4 from 4. The way this lad's kicking, he could slot this over. It's held in the wind. Had the wind not been there, I think that would have found the mark. 16 to Leeds, 16 to Halifax, 7.5 minutes to go. Remember, Featherstone pinched it on a drop goal last Sunday. Dougie Lawton draws on a cigarette to calm the nerves.
No one's leaving. This is a classic. It's had everything. Rough, tough, a little bit of illegal stuff as well.
And Roger Millward watching just a few yards away from Dougie Lawton. The emotions of coaching, eh? It's there for you 1 minute. It's snatched away from you the next. 16 apiece. I said Wigan Saints was the hors d'oeuvre for the main course. I don't know whether I really believed it, but it has been a wonderful match, this.
Unbelievable. What a way to finish Good Friday. Exceptional play from both sides. Leeds, they're going to have to fight their way through now. Halifax have got this strong wind. They'll kick deep and try to keep Leeds well back.
Great tackle from Southernwood on Schofield. There's no doubt about it. Leeds really fail to produce the goods when Sky Sports cameras focus on them. Sharp just slipped. Now Watson.
There'll be nothing fancy from Halifax. They'll grind it out. Kick on the last.
That's Milner. Ball is sent downfield. Oh, it's a difficult bouncer for Gallagher. Oh, and he's still missed it. Made a bit of a hash of it. And Fieldhouse has got in behind his own line. And Gallagher knows this is a big error.
Oh, the pressure getting to him. And even at this point, it looks as though he's going to get out, doesn't he? But he seemed to go backwards. I can't understand it. He's tackled there. Why he didn't try to force himself over the line is beyond me. He went backwards. That could prove costly.
Schofield with the dropout against the wind. Watson! Well, that one did go back. He's through Masculis Watson, but he just couldn't get away from Malloy. 16 all. Less than 5 to go. Penalty. Penalty to Halifax.
I think he's got it for tripping.
And he's off.
Yeah. He's got it for deliberate tripping.
Cavill Hugh gets sent off. Deliberate tripping is the decision from the referee.
Let's see it on the replay. The step is there. And there's no doubt about it. It was a trip. But was it a reaction? We'll know at the disciplinary committee.
Cavill Hugh, former Halifax man. The tackle on Richard Milner. The leg stuck out. Milner hits the deck. Referee's decision is that Leeds must play out this match with 12 men. And Halifax have the penalty. Almost right in front. Greg Pearce with the attempt coming up. And this could be the moment when the match goes to Halifax. Remember, these two sides meet again on Easter Monday afternoon at Thrum Hall. If you're watching this at home and you live in Yorkshire, not a bad place to go, 3 o'clock on Monday, if it's half as good as this. Pearce knows the importance of this one. Halifax crowd's reaction will tell you he's kicked it. They dance with jubilation on the terraces. It's a wonderful towering kick.
Under enormous pressure. And as Eddie mentioned, the crowd said it all. The Halifax section, that is. The Leeds fans, they're stunned.
3 minutes to go. Halifax ahead by 2 points. That penalty goal from Greg Pearce. A man who came from Australia via Fulham He had trials with Leeds. Leeds decided they didn't want him. Halifax picked him up, and has Greg Pearce won the night for his Halifax club on this Good Friday. 18-16, Halifax ahead. What a battle royal this has been. Fieldhouse. Remember, Leeds down to 12 men.
Well, we mentioned the fact that Halifax at half-time wasn't out of it with this strong wind, but it's been their exquisite play. Here we see the replay of the kick. Harkin punching the ball deep into the ground.
Harkin, former Leeds man, played here last season. Maskill hit the deck after a little incident with Fieldhouse. As you watch that replay, he's had a word with the big second rower. There'll be 1 or 2 scores to be settled on Monday. 1.5 minutes of ordinary time to go. Halifax ahead by 18 points to 16. And Halifax on the verge of their first win at Headingley in 5 years. But has Golding got something to say about it? Well, he has. He's dragged Leeds to the halfway mark, and it's a penalty.
It's a tripping incident. Golding was tricked there.
Hanley. Hutchinson all over him. Schofield waiting for support. Fieldhouse has him. What drama are we left with here at Headingley tonight? That's John Bentley. This is Maskill. This is Devorty, and that's Edwards. This is Gallagher. His mistake, remember, putting Leeds under pressure. Malloy. Hanley, the dummy half. Schofield. Long pass out to the far side, Devorty. That's the last tackle. 16 Leeds, 18 Halifax. Goulding with the kick ahead. And Cooper comes round the back and snuffs out the danger.
Oh, this was a lovely kick by Goulding, but look at Cooper take it on the half volley. That was a wonderful take. 9 times out of 10, you probably find a player would knock on in these wet, damp conditions. That was excellent play.
We're into stoppage time, and it's Halifax who are ahead by 2 points. The first win in 5 years at Headingley is beckoning. A place in the top 8 is beckoning. They're certainly safe as far as the First Division's concerned. The ball has been knocked into no man's land.
I think that's the last nail in the coffin.
And Bentley's pushed the ball into no man's land, and that is the match. That is the game. Preston. Mark Preston for Halifax has sealed the victory. The mistake was Bentley's. He pushed it over the shoulder of Gallagher, and Preston swooped.
Well, Bentley here, he took the option to try to keep the ball alive. They had to try something. It was an awful pass. You can't blame John Gallagher this time. He tried to string out, but Mark Preston in for the try. Leeds realise they've got to do something about it. Poor Gallagher had no chance to get that. That was awful by John Bentley. He couldn't get the ball away. Preston finishes it off. The heads go down on the Leeds side. It's all over, ladies and gentlemen. The fat lady has started to sing.
There was nothing John Gallagher could do with that. Mark Preston, he was the first to reach the hack ahead from Greg Austin. He touched down. Bentley with the big mistake. Mark Preston with the try. And this is Greg Pearce now with another attempt at the conversion. 22-16. That's the scoreline now. Piers has kicked one before under enormous pressure to give Halifax the lead. He's kicked this one to give Halifax the match. Wonderful advert for rugby league on Sky Sports tonight. Halifax came back from the dead. They've picked up the 2 points. They'll meet again at Drum Hall on Monday in the final match of their season. Quite